and welcome to This Is Your Show. And what is more Christmassy than
cookies?
Christmas baking, right?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mark Stenabaugh, and this is Peggy Pratt, our regular guest. And today we have a guest from the Gingerbread House in Port Dover, and it is the proprietor, Lynn Van Wyck. And thank you for coming. And Lynn is going to show us some tips on your Christmas baking, because probably you're at home getting ready to do that for the guests on the 24th and the 25th and all those 12 days of Christmas. So anyway, thank you for coming, Lynn.
You're welcome.
And where would you like us to, what would you like to start doing first?
Well, first of all, I'd like to show you the gingerbread products that we bake at the Gingerbread House in Port Dover. We have, as you see, a large gingerbread house here. It makes a great stocking stuffer, and kids just love it. And then we also have a family here, father, mother, and son and daughter in gingerbread people. And we have a little gingerbread house as well.
That's the dog house.
Yes.
The gingerbread dog house.
And here are ginger snaps and gingerbread muffins. They make a great breakfast with a cup of coffee. And we have our gingerbread cake, which is our trademark that we serve for afternoon tea at the Gingerbread House. And we serve it with creme fraiche, which resembles Devon cream, or whipped cream on the top.
Okay. We'll set this over here.
Okay.
Now, I see you have fresh ginger here.
Yes.
Do you use that in your
Yes,
gingerbread?
we certainly do. All our gingerbread, we use fresh ginger root. And there it is, as you see. And we grate it up. And this is cinnamon bark. And it just looks like bark off the tree, which it is. And this is whole nutmeg.
Isn't that interesting? I never saw it like that. Now,
We
what
might
do
be
you do
going
with
too
these?
fast. So we'll just
Yeah. Well, those are
whole nutmeg,
Cinnamon bark,
cinnamon bark.
and whole cloves. Most of you are familiar with them.
And what are these?
And this is candied ginger. And candied ginger is slices of the ginger root, which has been cooked in a sugar solution until transparent and then coated with sugar. And this is wonderful in gingerbread baking as well. You can dice it up and add it to your cookies if you want a real zip of ginger.
Do you make that there too? That you can buy it?
No, we don't.
I see.
My, the cookies are nice.
Ginger is a very healing factor
Yes,
inside
it's
of
good
you.
You were
for
into
the
that, aren't you?
digestive
Yes.
system.
Oh, I'm into everything. Got my finger in every pie.
Anyway, how do you go about doing these things? What's the first step in doing gingerbread?
Well, you mix up your dough first of all.
And what's the ingredients there for people at home? What's in there?
Secret recipe, Mark.
Well, we start with butter and brown sugar and eggs, and then your spices and some molasses and flour, of course.
Okay. And now what do? We got it all beat together and mixed and ready.
And then you need to roll it out and cut it with your cookie cutters. And there's the large house.
There's the dog house.
And the little house. And
There's
the dad.
Papa and Mama
And the mom.
and
Now, you don't
Baby.
make them that thick. I think that's what my problem has always been with baking these things. I feel like the dough has got to go all the way up to the top.
Good Lord.
No, that's what I felt.
How many weeks do you bake your cookies to get through that thickness of?
But because I was noticing yours are very thin.
Yes.
So how thick
There.
would you roll out your
About
dough?
1/8 of an inch, but if you're baking larger 3D houses, it needs to be a little thicker so it will stand up.
Now, do you want to roll some out? Is that what our next project is? We're going
First
to
of
roll
all,
some?
I'll show you some of the rolling pins that I have. This is an ordinary rolling pin, which I'm sure you mostly have at home. This is a very old rolling pin, and it's glass.
Isn't that beautiful?
This is a rolling pin from Germany, and it's called a Springler rolling pin.
And what has it got on it? It's got little carvings.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's got little designs, so you just need to make one pass with your rolling pin and cut it in squares and lift them off, and you've got them already made into
Oh,
designs
wow.
for you.
Isn't
Then
that
you
nice?
won't need to use your cookie cutters.
Wow.
And this is an interesting rolling pin because it has no handles on the end, and it's thinner than the other ones.
You could use that for other things too.
And I'd just like to show you some wooden cookie molds that I have here. These came from Holland, and as you can see, there's all different designs there. A windmill at the bottom.
Now they're not rolling pins.
No, they're cookie molds that you can press your dough into, and then you get different shapes.
How do you work them then? You put them in hand, or do
Do you have
turn
to
them
flour
over?
them? Do you have to
Yes,
flour
you
them?
have to dust them with flour first, and I use rice flour to dust them with.
And then you press
And then
your.
you press your dough in there,
How do you get them out?
and then you just make a real good whack on your cookie sheet, and out they come.
Oh,
And this is Father Christmas, this one right
And that's the
there.
same as this.
Yes. And then on this side over here,
This is Father Christmas. And this is a rooster. And who's that?
a funny little man.
And Peggy's husband. A funny little
I'm
man.
going to take some of these things out of here.
Yes,
for you.
I'm done.
There you go. All right, what are we going to do next, Lynn?
I'll just show you some more of my shortbread molds.
Okay.
These cookie molds are ceramic, and this is a heart with 2 doves on it. And then we have a mama teddy bear with a little wee teddy bear tucked underneath her arm. And we have Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy.
And Mark and Peggy, looking so
Yes.
happy.
You don't have any of these, do you, with you? I wonder how they'd turn out.
Yes.
They
Now,
show
how do they
you
do?
there.
right
Do
there.
these get
Oh, look.
pressed in as well, or do they go
Same
like
thing.
that?
You need to dust your mold with
Okay.
rice
So
flour
this is
first.
one.
Yes, that's the heart.
This is the cookie that come out of that mold. And these are shortbread cookies.
Yes.
Shortbread. Very good. Okay.
Now these little shortbread cookies here, they are made with a cookie press.
A cookie press?
Yes.
Oh.
This is a cookie press. Mine happens to be stainless steel, but they come in all different sizes and shapes, and some are made from plastic.
Well, I think I'd like to do that.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So you can change the design on the
Yes,
bottom. Is that how
yes.
that works?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how these ones come out?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because I was wondering the different shapes.
Okay, so that's
Yes.
these
I can show you how to do that.
these cookies here are done in the cookie press. So they come out in a blob in that design. Right?
So you fill this all the way up with dough.
Yes.
And each time you push one down, like
And
one
then
whole
you
push is
just,
the.
press it out on your
Is a
cookie
cookie.
sheet. You can do it really quickly.
Did you hear those
It's fun.
cookies calling my name? I certainly do.
Oh, they're delicious.
Yes,
I was
they
eating
are.
one before,
Okay, what's the next step? Oh, we're going to show tree ornaments that we've done.
Now,
That's a nice idea.
So these are gingerbread cookies that
yes. And how you do them, if you'd like to hang them on your tree, you take a drinking straw and put a hole in their heads before you bake them. There you
Hey,
go.
look at these wild earrings, Peggy. I can beat your balls
so
that you
jealous.
wore the last time we had a show.
He's so creative.
And you
Aren't they
can just
cute?
hang them on
They
your
are.
Christmas tree. Now, I happen to use gingerbread boys and girl cutters, but you can use any shape of cookie cutter that you would have. Christmas trees, stars, Rudolph.
And they'll last all through the season,
Oh, sure.
Unless you come in.
unless that same bug comes flying by.
I'm going to hang them on our tree. Is that okay, Lynn?
Yes, that'd be lovely.
We'll just hang these little guys
And these are done to give you some room here.
over here.
I'll take them off too.
Okay. I guess I should move that little girl to the front so everybody can see them. I don't know where there's a
Oh,
spot.
and there's your little.
Just
Yes,
there.
I'll
Okay.
show you how to
Lovely.
do that.
Lovely.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm gonna get one of those.
Now I'll show you how I do the cookie press.
So this is shortbread dough.
This
so
is
it's a different
shortbread dough.
different
And this is
consistency than the
gingerbread dough.
gingerbread, so we can see what it looks like. Sort of looks, I don't know, what it sort of sandy, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it
Like,
looks
Yes.
a little dry.
That's because there's brown sugar in there.
That's good to know.
So you just take some dough and just roll it in your hand into a kind of a sausage shape. And then you fill up your cookie press.
Now, do you have ginger in those also, like the spice?
No, there's not ginger in
Just,
here. These are made with real butter, the real McCoy, to give you that
Do
wonderful
a lot of people
shortbread
still do their
flavor.
own baking, or are you finding more people are now going to bakeries and grocery stores? Like, I think in our lifestyles have become so speedy that people have stopped doing their own Christmas. Do you still Christmas bake?
A bit, I have to say. But she would like you to go to her store, of course, with all this. We have to go to her store and buy cookies.
I'd rather people give it to me as gifts. I'm cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how the cookie press
Look at they
starts.
even have little legs on there. Okay, so look,
So
isn't
you
that
just
something?
press them out.
Wow. Here, let's try.
There you go. Let's see how you do.
Okay, so you go like
Just
this.
press down. There.
I think I pressed too hard.
Just a little too hard. There's
Wow,
a new
look
design.
at that. There's a new. It sort of come out this. But that's all right. Okay, I'll do one more. All right, so you
Here,
don't have to
try
press
one
that
more.
hard.
Just a little less pressure. Okay. Okay, stop.
Can you do that with a gingerbread dough?
Oh, there it
Or
is.
most
Okay.
any doughs?
you could.
Or is
You
it just
could.
the
You
shortbread?
can tell I
that
bake all the time, can't you? Do you want to try?
Let's see you try.
Okay.
Show us what you're made of.
Well, bring this up all the way. Is that how that
Okay,
works?
now
Well,
push
you're
it
not
down,
giving a
push it down.
syringe.
Nothing. Oh, there
Here.
it
It's
is.
there. It's
Have a
just
sugar
stuck
fix.
a wee bit.
How do we
There, just
hit it?
There
it
you
is.
go.
Oh. Well, I think
Well,
that's
isn't
great.
that nifty?
Yeah, you just kind of.
And then it gets empty and you refill it again.
Yes. And then you just
Can you eat
bake
this
them.
if it's raw? Like if it's not baked?
Well, I guess you
No.
could, but shortbread dough is really
It's
nicer
good.
if you bake it.
Well, I'll just
Try
I'll
it.
try
Try
it
it,
and I'll
though.
let you know.
Try anything
Oh.
once.
Now, so we're talking just basically shortbreads work well in here.
Just
Other,
like fu-
not
it's almost
sugar
like fudge.
cookies
Yes, you could try sugar cookies as well.
and not gingerbread. 'Cause
You
it's
could
not
try
as
gingerbread if it's the right consistency. It will work as
Okay.
well. You have to have it not too dry. If it's too dry, they will crack, and if it's too sticky a dough, it'll stick and
Stay
it
in there.
won't.
So once
come out the
we
end.
filled the tray, we bake it in the oven at what?
Yes, 375 degrees
For how long?
for about 8 minutes.
And then they come out and they're ready.
And you bake them just until they're
Is it a
golden
necessity
brown.
to decorate them or no?
You can if you like. Now I've chosen to just cook them in the natural state, but if you would like colored shortbread, you can add food coloring to your dough
Okay.
and have
Wouldn't that be
colored
nice,
shortbread
wouldn't
at Christmas time, whatever you like.
What about chocolate chips? There's not one of these that are going to be big enough to put chocolate chips
I
in,
don't
is there?
think so. They might get caught.
Yeah.
Put them in after. Set
Just
them
stick
in
one on
after.
the
Decorate
top.
the tops with chocolate chips if you
Yeah.
like. Sure, kids would have fun doing that.
That's what I was thinking.
The little trees are cute. You
I
can
think
put
you can
little,
put them
like,
to work
ornaments
with one
on.
of these
Yeah.
little makers.
Okay, so this is the shortbread. Now, how do we do gingerbread? We can move
Okay.
this.
Here.
I'm running out of places to. Well, it
That's
must
empty
be-
now.
I
Yeah.
well, thank you, Einstein.
Yes. No, I was just
I
going
need
to take
my
and put it
rolling
over.
pin.
Your which one?
When nothing comes out, I know it's
Want the
empty.
glass
No,
one or
the
the
other one.
wooden one?
Yes.
Now she got mad and she
That's
left.
right.
You see?
The normal one.
Where,
Yes, thank you.
The 20th century.
where are you?
Einstein.
I hate it when she's behind me. You never know what she's up to. We better move this plate too
Okay,
because we
thank
don't
you.
want people. Okay. I'll share the cookies with the staff later. If there's any left.
Now look at this dough. This is very thick dough too.
Now your gingerbread dough, most of the recipes in your cookbook say to chill your dough first, and I do chill it after I mix it up. But then I bring it out of the fridge and let it warm up a wee bit to room temperature. I find when it's straight out of the fridge, it's a little too cold to roll out easily. So first of all, you'll need to flour your workspace
There
so
goes
your
your
dough
nice
doesn't
There goes the
stick.
tablecloth.
And then you flour the dough that's in your hand.
Like doing a baby's bum.
I flour my rolling pin too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you,
Yes.
Mom? Yeah.
Flour it liberally.
Do you make the big gingerbread houses at your shop, Lynn, like the three-dimensional ones, or no?
I could make them, but they're very time consuming. And since I bake everything at the gingerbread house from scratch, it takes many hours, so I don't have enough time to decorate.
We're lucky she
bake the
came to
big
see
houses.
us over Christmas. That's how popular
So
she
I
heard
make
you were here.
the little
No.
houses, the smaller houses.
Au contraire.
She heard you were going
Au
to be here,
contraire. See, and my gingerbread house, my one and only gingerbread house that I did make was a total disaster.
Peggy. Why do I not find that hard to believe?
You know, that's been my dream. I did take a cake decorating course one
Here,
time
let me do
so
a
that
girl. I
could-
want to do a little girl.
Okay, there you go.
They are thin now.
That's about 1/8 of an inch. Excellent. Now
See,
let's
I
try a
did
big
something
one.
once that didn't fall apart.
We'll try a big guy here. There we are. And then we'll take a
And a
lifter.
spatula, yeah. She's got everything.
Is that about the right thickness?
Yes, I bake them about 1/8 of an inch. If you'd like your cookies thicker, by all means, you can roll
And then you
them out
just
a
have
little
to,
thicker.
the thicker they are, the longer they have to stay in the
They
oven,
would
right?
take a little longer to bake. So you just lift your cookies onto your baking sheet, and they're baked at the same temperature as your shortbread, 375
Now, what's
degrees.
this like with not baked? You know,
Try
tell
it.
Isn't it something, though, that even as a kid, I always loved to bake cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've gotten out of the
I think
habit.
they're better cooked.
Yeah, I would guess so.
And the real
Oh.
They've stayed right with it.
The real bonus about making gingerbread at Christmas time is
I guess
the
it's nothing to
fragrance.
drink.
Your whole
Yes.
house smells wonderful. All the
guess so.
spices, the ginger, cinnamon, and
Where's
cloves.
that spittoon?
Now, this nutmeg that's whole like that, do you buy that somewhere? Or?
Yes, we buy our spices whole, and then we grind them up in our coffee grinder,
I was
coffee
just gonna
bean
say,
grinder.
yeah, that's what I've done.
Most spices you can just break them up a wee bit in the case of the cinnamon bark. The nutmeg is very hard. You need to crack it with a hammer first, but then you can put it in your coffee bean grinder and it'll
I'm
just
being nosy. It's
grind
okay. I was just
right
checking to see. I guess the candies were in there.
I put that on the stove sometimes.
Okay, you put your gingerbread in the oven and you bake it at
Yes.
what?
the same temperature, 375 degrees,
For?
for about 6 to 8 minutes.
And
You
that's an
have
eighth of
to-
an inch. That's an
Yes.
Okay.
And what you can do if you want them to bake evenly is switch your pans top to bottom halfway through the baking time, and then they'll bake a little more evenly that way.
Now, do you decorate your gingerbread people before they come into the oven or after they come
No,
out?
after they're baked.
Okay, and is it still soft enough to put stuff on?
Now, see, you can tell he's a real baker.
Well, yes, I can.
Before
Don't
you
make fun.
Put the cookie in the oven.
I didn't realize Julia Childs was on today's show.
My goodness, no, it's Einstein.
Thank you, Julia.
I'll just show you, if you want to make your Christmas tree decorations with your gingerbread, just take a drinking straw and you just make that little hole in their head before
Maybe
they
we
go
can
in
do
the
that.
oven.
Maybe we can do a couple up here.
Here, how about you?
Oh,
Would you
I
like
like
to
shoving
try it?
straws in people's heads.
There, just put a little
Ah.
hole in it. There.
Ah, there. See, isn't that lovely?
Now, because there is baking soda in the dough, check your cookies halfway through baking, and if the hole has started, the dough to rise and cover up your hole, just take your straw halfway through the baking time and just
Punch them
go like that, just to make sure that your hole will still be there after they're baked.
Now, let's pretend that we've baked these.
Okay.
Let's pretend that we've baked these, and we will.
Take 'em.
You can decorate some.
Want me to get this dough off of here?
Yes, thank you.
And just kind of
Okay, you're gonna show us how to decorate these.
put it back in the same dish, do you think? Would that
Sure,
be okay? Because you
that's
can
fine.
reuse that, can't you? Just trying to make some room here
yeah,
for
we're
you.
running out of room. All right, we're gonna show them how to decorate before we sign off.
Should have had a napkin up here. Whoops,
Whoop.
there goes the roller.
Okay.
Now, did you ever take cake decorating or anything like that?
Yes,
to
I
learn
did.
how to
When
do
I
that?
was 12 or 13,
Oh.
I took cake decorating lessons and fell in
Isn't
love
that
with it.
I hope the camera can pick up the decorating process.
What is the trick to making a gingerbread house, though? Is it to have the walls so heavy and thick, or thin gingerbread walls, or is it the icing?
Well, you need good thick walls, and sometimes the recipe will actually be called construction gingerbread.
I see.
Because there's a lot more flour in construction gingerbread to put a 3D house together than there is in just
Something like
ordinary
that.
cookies that you're going to
You wouldn't be able
eating.
to eat the house then afterwards.
You could eat it, but let's just say the flavor of the construction
Maybe.
gingerbread is not quite as tender as
I see.
these cookies. So on the boys,
How long will gingerbread ornaments and gingerbread houses last before they're no longer edible? I've seen people keep them a long time, and you're sort of afraid to eat it after a while for fear that something started to grow inside.
gingerbread are good keepers. They will keep a lot longer than other kinds of cookies. And as I say, you can keep them over the Christmas season on your Christmas tree, or you can keep them in the fridge in Tupperware cookie tin.
You start seeing hair growing on them, then you know.
Yeah, it's time to pitch them out. This is a decorating bag,
Yes.
or you can use
You can use
saran wrap or something like
wax
that.
paper, parchment paper with your little tip in the end there.
can wash
Here,
those
can we
bags,
try?
Sure. There you go. There's a little boy. Let's
They're
see
going
you
to give
put
it the little one to do because they know what I'm
eyes
probably
and nose
gonna...
and a mouth.
Okay.
Just push.
1,
Yep.
2, 3.
Put a smile on his face.
Doo-dee-doo. Everybody,
Surprise
There
on
you
look.
go.
everybody on this
Buttons.
show has a smile on their face.
And some.
Oh,
There.
oh. There, I'm giving him a little jumper. Oops.
I think that's part of it too, is to have the imagination. You do have to have the patience too, again, you know, and the time. Well, say, you know
need
what?
to love to bake.
Believe it or not, the bug is back.
I know, I see it and I was trying to ignore it, hoping you'll go away. See, there's mine. I give him little shoelaces. Now talk about time
see.
consuming.
Well, that's cute. I'm glad that
Look
you
at-
identified
Oh, there
that.
he is.
And there he is.
There's that bug back. Well, he's probably hungry. He hasn't eaten in
It's
a
the
couple
sugar
days.
that's,
Do you want to try one, Peg?
No, thank you.
I mean, decorating it, not eating
Oh,
it.
decorate.
Okay, there's the
Okay.
cookie. Here,
you
let
like to
Peggy,
try?
Let Peggy
Here.
try one.
Okay, I want a pink
If
one.
you're a cake decorator,
Do you
I'm
have pink
sure.
icing? She wants pink
Yes,
icing.
I do. It's a little stuck in the end.
Well,
here.
I'm not a. Oh, that's okay then.
can't-
I'll use the blue. You've got it
Use the
ready.
blue.
That's fine. Yeah.
Give me a gob to try, will you?
Oh yeah, you'll love this. Now, what
just
kind of
where I-
icing do
just on my
you
finger.
use?
I decorate with royal
Geez, you
icing,
must
Yeah.
work for the government.
which is just egg white
Oh, that's
and a
quite
dash
nice.
of salt and icing sugar. And I use that because about 20 minutes after you put it on, it will be dry. But you can use buttercream icing if you like. It'll just
These are
take a
nice.
little longer to dry. Oh,
I have
big
ears.
The icing on the ones on the trees, is it hard?
Yes,
Like
it's
it
the
ain't
same.
ain't gonna run off, is
No,
I know this
it? Could be
is
moist and get all gooey with the light.
his hands. I'm going to give this one a tie. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Oh, we should have put.
he has a business suit on.
Yeah. This little flaps here.
Rudolph the gingerbread boy.
Yeah, there. It looks like a clown, doesn't he?
No, it's Rudolph the gingerbread boy.
I didn't put any feet on him or anything yet.
There he is.
Don't show my work. It's just
That's
not,
very
it's
well
not
done.
me.
I ate mine. There's all kinds of neat things. What are the best things to use to decorate your cookies with?
Oh, you can use raisins or candies or
Chocolate chips?
anything. Yes,
Candy
chocolate
canes.
chips, nuts. Would you like to see how I decorate the large gingerbread
Sure.
house? Okay, this is
I
the
love
same
this.
icing, only in white, but I'm just using a different tip on the end than what I used for the gingerbread boys.
Yeah, that's a nicer tip.
Wow, look at that.
See, because you can do something on that.
And then we have a door.
Gotta have a door.
Can't forget the doorknob. And a window.
See, and the kids love that icing.
Oh, like,
you
can we
know?
decorate that house?
Yes, we
Can
need
decorate
2
that
candy canes beside the door.
house? Okay. Leave them in the wrappers, or do we
Well,
take the
there's
wrappers
some in
off?
here without the wrappers on, all ready to go.
Okay.
There's one and another one. There you go.
You can tell who has the most fun here, eh?
That's right. Now we need some Smarties to put on the roof.
There's the biggest Smartie we have. Right there.
Grade 12.
Okay. How about you start at the one side and you can start at the other side?
Oh, here, I'll let you guys, because I'm right back here in the middle. Somehow
Okay.
it'll just be too
She's
hard to
the
get in.
referee.
You can just
Yeah.
choose whatever colors you like.
We haven't got
That's
all the
half
space in the world
fun.
on this little stage.
I was
That's
trying
adorable.
You're going all red
I was
and
trying to go
green.
red and green just
You
for
know,
the roof, just
And
for
I
the roof.
think, you know, you're almost better off having a great big cookie, aren't you? Decorated like that. than
Well, there's
bunch
a
of
little more
ones.
room to
Yeah.
work with.
Well, if you have a big cookie, you don't have to go back to the table as many times, and
It's
you
an
don't look like
all-day
a pig.
cookie.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
You know? Oh, I ran out
How
of
about a
room
nice
on that
present
side.
to give, you know, the
I'm
kids?
missing it.
Yes.
They always want to give their friends something, and they
Yes.
could make cookies and give
Yes.
each one of their friends a nice big cookie with their name on it. Or
Green.
Yes, you can easily write names on
Sure.
the houses.
Christmas
And the
Oh, I
same
hope
with,
that's red. Maybe it isn't.
The gingerbread boys and girls, you can use them as edible gift tags on your presents. You could write a
Yeah.
name on
That's a good
the
idea. too.
gingerbread boy and girl and then
Yeah,
hang it
purple
on the
doorknob.
present.
There's our little cookie that we just did. Ooh, wow.
You did a fine job.
Nice work. A1. I'll eat that later. Because it's almost time for us to go. Can you believe the half an hour is up?
No.
It is. If you want to stay, you can, but the rest of us are going home.
Yeah. I don't know
Actually, I'm
where
going to
you're
stay and eat. I'm going to stay and eat. And I know you won't have anything because you're being a good girl.
I certainly am. Do you sell tea and all that at your little place too? That you
Yes,
can come
we
in and
sell
have?
the tea and coffee that we serve. And we serve lunch as well. And we're beginning to serve dinner too at the
She's got
gingerbread
such a
house.
calming voice, doesn't
Yes,
she?
you
She's
do.
so
You should
sweet.
stick around here because she
She's
gets
so
so
sweet.
excited.
Just call me Mrs.
Anyway.
Gingerbread.
Anyways, Mrs. Gingerbread, thank you very much for coming.
You're
Lynn
welcome.
Van Wyck from the Gingerbread House in Port Dover and gingerbread making. Thank you, Julia Childs, for coming. It was nice having you on. Peggy
you,
Pratt,
Lynn.
our
You're
regular
welcome.
guest.
My
Thank you,
pleasure.
Sid and Jason and Phil and Rob and Dorothy and everybody else that's involved with the This Is Your Show as we get ready for Christmas. And good luck with your Christmas baking. I hope you have more luck than I do because I really screw things up. That's why I go to bakeries. And leaving with my Christmas poem. Where is Santa Claus? He's in the smiles the whole world is sharing. He's found where there's friendship and loving and caring. He's felt in warm handshakes when people are meeting. He's heard in the cheer of a Christmas time greeting. And his spirit's behind all the gifts we receive. He's everywhere, always, to those who believe. And we believe, right? I'm Mark Stenabaugh. This is your show. Happy holidays. See you next week. Good night.
I'm going to tell you the bugs laying